I first started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because so many of my friends and so many YouTubers I respect would not shut up about it. What I expected was a fun, often cheesy adventure series with creative powers and interesting characters. What I got was half of that. What I was promised was a show that would rival the likes of Cowboy Bebop and Fullmetal Alchemist as my favorite anime. What I got was something I saw as mediocre. That is until Diamond is Unbreakable. That's when JoJo's became truly bizarre, but not quite an adventure. Diamond is Unbreakable seemed like a direct response to every criticism I shot at the previous arcs, which makes me think a lot of people in the 80s and 90s actually agreed with me and Araki listened and improved. I kinda wish more people would do that. It took the same winning style from Stardust Crusaders and lived up to all its potential. No more generic powers, no more complete ass pulls, just all solid efforts. Now before I go on and drool all over this arc, I do have one complaint that might be a deal breaker for some. Minor villains aren't that memorable. A lot of them lack real motivation. A major villain will just pull them aside and be like, "Hey kid, wanna use your stand to kill that guy?" And they'll be like, okay. They get beat and then don't do much after that, looking at you rock, paper, scissors, kid. While the stands are much more interesting, the people using those stands aren't so much. Sorry, but getting paid to be an assassin is more believable than becoming an assassin just because some old dude in a photograph told you to. But that's my only significant complaint. What we have here is a complete change in style and genre. It's not an adventure anymore. It's a mystery series with slice of life and action. Fights are no longer padding, they're now cool encounters in the sleepy city of Mirio. And Josuke is the best JoJo. He's likable, nice, actually charismatic, and not that, oh, the writer said so, therefore he is bullshit they tried pulling with Dio. And his dynamic with the antagonist actually made sense, but I'll get to that later. We also get my favorite ensemble in the series. I like the Crusaders just fine, but Okuyasu, Koichi, Yukako, and Rohan are simply better characters. I like this so much that I'm actually pissed that only one of them is returning in Part 5, and I will be watching Part 5 just because of him. Joseph is back, and we actually get to see a new side of him as his mind deteriorates and he finds new meaning by taking care of the invisible stand baby. He's, dare I say, really kinda sweet here. Jotaro is also back and still his stoic self, and much like Joseph before him, he fits the mentor role very well. But the best part is the main antagonist, Kira. He is the complete opposite of Dio. He's smart, cold, calculating, and he actually does shit throughout the story instead of waiting in his evil lair for Jojo to arrive. And the symbolism of a man who blows stuff up, wanting a quiet life that gets ruined by a man who repairs things, is really obvious, and you should be ashamed if you didn't pick up on that. Mirio is also just a pleasant setting full of these little location notes and landmarks that give you a solid sense of world geography. I was actually taken aback by genuinely strange occurrences like Rohan's personality quirk, the ghost of Raimi in her alleyway, or the dude who claims to be an alien. You can actually unironically say it was bizarre, which was the first time in the series that I felt like I was watching a wonderfully creative show. I'd love to nitpick and take the piss out of it like I did the inferior parts. Like I could easily just focus on the first half with Red Hot Chili Pepper as the main villain, but even if that was where the arc ended, it would still be a marked improvement over the other parts. And there's something laid back about this entire tone. I'm a sucker for the genuinely good friends hang out together and get into shenanigans genre. It's why I love Konosuba, Gravity Falls, and Winnie the Pooh. And it's why JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable gets a 9 out of 10. So yeah, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a really fun show. I'm glad I experienced it. I'm glad I revisited the series for these videos. If you haven't watched it yet, either skip the first 2 parts or watch the summed up versions of them on Crunchyroll. I think Phantom Blood got boiled down to 90 minutes and Battle Tendency was twice that. Makes it a lot easier to get to all the good stuff and skip the padding in those first 2 parts. That's it for this little series on my thoughts on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Like I said, I'll be checking out Part 5. Might do a video about it on a later date. In the meantime, I'm Mediocrity4. Thanks for watching.